we had convos about music, about business. And, you know, I asked Puff what his worst mistake was. More so than what the successes is always publicized. We always hear about the successes.
Right.
I'm just like, what you think your worst mistake was? Or
that's a good
you know,
question.
what you think you did wrong? You know, I wouldn't say it on camera, but he gave me an answer, and I took some game from it.
Next time I see him, I'm gonna ask him what did it? Because I'm so curious.
Yeah.
And it probably was a good answer.
For sure, and it made sense when he said it to me. I'm like, yeah, because as a fan watching from the outside, I agree. That probably was a time where you had to recover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Puff didn't. I think anybody, like, you gotta expect mistake. You can't be so rigid that you feel like you're gonna get through this thing without bumping your head. And it's like a fight. You gotta take something to get something.
I end up following him on, I don't even remember what social. Let me see, my memory is so whack. Maybe it was Twitter, or at the time it was Twitter. I don't know. I don't remember. Instagram maybe. I started following him, and then he DM'd me like, hey, thank you for this. He slid in my DMs. He's like, thanks for the support. Appreciate you. Send me your sizes so I can send you a personal box. Yeah. And then he gave me his number. And so then I text him because I was like, I don't do DMs.
Okay, but did you think it was really cute then?
I thought he was fine. Maybe, first of all, me following him was I was like, he took the bait.
Yeah.
No, yes, I always thought he was very attractive. I actually had like friends that knew him that were like, I think you guys would get along, you know, years before that. But
I respect Puff as a producer, as well as all the other hats he wear, but I think one of his most valuable contributions to hip hop culture has been as a producer.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to tap into that. You know, what he did for Biggie on Life After Death. You know what I'm saying? How cinematic he was able to assist those records that was street records, and from a perspective of an artist that was representing the streets, made something that was such a big commercial product without losing 1% of authenticity. I think that's genius. That's a balance not everybody can find.
Right.
So
made it a movie.
100%.
Made it a movie.
I just want to be clear about something. He opened up the full access, all doors for you. Call the hitman. Man, look, Nip about to roll this out.
It ain't never been an artist from the West that got that.
That's where I'm going.
That's the convo we had too, you know. And we ain't say that intentionally, but when I looked around and seen Mark Winans in the building and just a ton of the dope producers, I'm like, damn, you know, you done this for. I know he tapped in with.
You think if Diddy told Cassie, make that happen with Laura, it wasn't gonna happen? You heard
I think they have incredible power. I will doubt nothing that comes out.
Go on and teach myself, made my first meal on my own. I don't need your help. All black, yo.
We gotta go back to the break. We gonna go back to the break.
I'm gonna clap all night. Yeah. Find me out different places. The smoke back door, it's there for chase. Double back there, place.
Lord, I crack you out.
Nobody likes to believe that the people closest to you could be the ones who change your fate forever, especially when love, loyalty, and trust are involved. But lately, one question keeps resurfacing online, and it refuses to go away. What if a single introduction quietly shifted everything behind the scenes? And what if the truth didn't come out until years later, when it was already too late? Because once recent courtroom developments made headlines, old interviews, forgotten clips, and unsettling details suddenly started lining up. And right at the center of it all, one name keeps pulling focus in ways that make people uncomfortable. And it all starts with an introduction that seemed harmless at the time. Nipsey Hussle was never the type to chase industry approval. He moved with purpose, stayed independent, and believed real wealth came from ownership, not clout. But even Nip admitted there was one relationship that didn't come from business planning or strategy. It came from trust. In an interview, Nip openly said that Lauren London was the one who introduced him to Diddy. He made it clear that he already knew of Diddy, but it wasn't personal until Lauren stepped in. The moment happened at Cassie's birthday, and from there, the dynamic shifted fast. What started as casual familiarity turned into real access. At the time, Nobody questioned it. Lauren was his partner. Why wouldn't she connect him to powerful people? Nip had no ego. He wanted to learn. He asked questions. He even asked Diddy to mentor him, especially in real estate and business. That openness made Nip respected. But now, looking back, people are asking whether that same openness made him vulnerable. Because that introduction opened a door that never fully closed. And once Diddy entered Nip's world, things escalated quickly. People online are now revisiting the relationship between Lauren London and Diddy with fresh eyes. According to long-standing industry chatter, the two weren't just acquaintances. Insiders have described their bond as unusually close, almost mentor-like. Not romantic, but influential, protective, quietly powerful. Lauren was reportedly around Diddy during periods where his reputation wasn't exactly clean. Even before recent allegations came to light, there were whispers about dark behavior, questionable power plays, and uncomfortable environments. Yet Lauren remained close, silent, observing. That silence is what people are focusing on now. When Cassie's situation became public years later, some began asking why Lauren, who was allegedly present during parts of that era, never spoke up. There's no proof Lauren experienced anything like what Cassie described, but people claim she was exposed to enough to understand what kind of world Diddy operated in. And that's where things start to feel heavier. Because if Lauren knew who Diddy really was, why bring Nip into that space at all? And that question only gets louder once older rumors resurface. Years before Nipsey's passing, a disturbing rumor circulated about Diddy allegedly purchasing a gold casket weeks before Kim Porter passed away. It was never proven, but the timing alone haunted people. Back then, it faded into background noise. Now, people claim a strangely similar whisper surrounds Lauren. Online chatter suggests that shortly before Nip's passing, Lauren made a move that felt eerily familiar. What made it worse is that Lauren herself later spoke about it during an emotional interview, and many viewers said the energy felt off. Not grief, not shock, something else. People weren't saying she caused anything, but they couldn't shake the feeling that something about the timing didn't sit right. And then one detail came out that completely froze the conversation. On Angie Martinez's podcast, Lauren revealed that before Nipsey was killed, she attended a death seminar. Not after, before. At the time, Nip was alive, active, and working. That revelation stunned people. Lauren explained that the seminar taught her that nobody really dies, that life continues beyond the physical. To her, it was spiritual, healing, preparation for loss in general, but to the internet, the timing felt unsettling. Why attend something like that when there was no known reason to? People immediately connected it back to the old Diddy rumor about preparing for loss before it happens. The parallels were impossible for many to ignore. Comment sections exploded with disbelief. Some called it coincidence, others called it intuition, and some felt it was something darker altogether. Regardless of intent, that moment permanently changed how people viewed the timeline. And once Diddy's legal situation entered the public spotlight, the speculation multiplied. When Diddy's case went public, the jury reportedly received a list of celebrity names connected to the situation for background review. The list included major figures: Cassie, Kid Cudi, Michael B. Jordan, Michelle Williams, and then there was Lauren London. The internet instantly went into detective mode. People started asking why her name appeared at all. Was it procedural? Was it random? Or did it suggest proximity to key moments? Some took it further, claiming Lauren may have played a role in setting Nip up. Allegedly. No proof, just speculation. But the idea alone shook fans. Because if something like this were to happen, it would require someone close. Someone trusted, someone who knew routines, locations, and personal details. And suddenly, people started looking back at Nip's career through a very different lens. Nipsey Hussle was dangerous to the system in a way few artists ever were. He didn't just rap about independence, he lived it. Owned his masters, sold $100 albums, taught younger artists how to build wealth without signing their lives away. That kind of independence doesn't sit well with everyone. For decades, the industry has been built on control, contracts, leverage, ownership that favors executives, not artists. Diddy, in particular, has long been accused of structuring deals that benefited him heavily. So, when Nip entered that space and couldn't be controlled, people believe he became a threat. Online theories suggest that if Diddy couldn't profit from Nip's movement, Nip became a liability. And according to those same theories, Lauren may have been the bridge that made access possible. That belief didn't come from nowhere, because Nip himself admitted he didn't have a real relationship with Diddy until Lauren introduced them. And once that door opened, things moved fast. One voice that added fuel to the fire was Jaguar Wright. Jaguar didn't mince words. She publicly called out names people had avoided for years. And when she mentioned Lauren, people listened. Jaguar suggested that Lauren wasn't just present, but involved in ways people weren't ready to accept. She implied that private conversations Nip had with Lauren may have been shared, twisted, used. That idea disturbed a lot of viewers. If true, it would mean Nip's own words may have been used against him. Fans revisited photos of Nip, Lauren, and Diddy standing together. In several shots, people say Nip looks like an outsider, smiling but distant, present but not fully comfortable. Those images took on new meaning, and once people started analyzing body language, they noticed something else that made them uneasy. In older clips, viewers noticed moments where Lauren would speak for Nip when Diddy was around. At the time, it seemed supportive, protective, but now, some say it felt controlling. Small pauses, forced smiles, awkward energy. Fans also noticed that Nip's demeanor changed in the months leading up to his passing. He appeared more guarded, more cautious, less open. Some believe he started realizing that proximity to power came with strings attached. And once you realize that, pulling away isn't always an option. Because according to insiders, Nip may have been slowly distancing himself from certain people, asking more questions, watching who really had his best interests at heart. That kind of shift can make powerful figures uncomfortable. And then there's Victory Lap. What many people forget is that Diddy had no role in Nipsey's music career until Lauren helped build the relationship. Suddenly, Diddy was deeply involved, even becoming an executive producer on Victory Lap. That position comes with serious financial benefits. After Nip's passing, streams skyrocketed. The album reached legendary status, and those connected to it saw major returns. Back then, nobody questioned it. Diddy was still viewed as an industry icon. But now, people are revisiting those deals with suspicion. Former bodyguard Gene Deal has claimed that Nip's business setup didn't sit right. And fans are revisiting an eerie detail. Nip once said he wanted Victory Lap to carry the same feel as Biggie's Life After Death. That album was released after Biggie passed. Some believe words carry weight, energy, intention. And when Nip made that comparison, people now feel it may have invited something heavy into his life. Allegedly, it sounds wild, but these are the kinds of patterns people are stacking together. And once Nip was gone, the narrative shifted fast. After Nipsey's passing, people noticed how quickly Diddy positioned himself as a public authority over Nip's legacy, speaking at events, tied to projects, appearing as a guiding voice. To some, it looked like respect. To others, it felt like control. Lauren, meanwhile, remained largely silent. She didn't address rumors head-on. She stayed guarded, private. Some respected that. Others felt the silence only deepened suspicion. Because unanswered questions tend to grow louder over time, and the reason this story refuses to die is because so many details overlap. Different people, different timelines, same patterns, too many coincidences stacked on top of each other. Whether any of it is true remains unclear. But the questions aren't going away. At the end of the day, everything discussed is still speculation, allegations, internet theories. But the reason people keep digging is simple. Trust was involved, love was involved, and proximity to power changes everything. Some believe Diddy allegedly used Lauren as the doorway to secure his position on Victory Lap. Others believe it goes deeper, financial, spiritual, or both. One comment that went viral summed it up perfectly. "That's not someone you bring around a man you love. She had to know." That sentence alone reignited the debate. Now the question is yours. Do you believe these are just coincidences stacked by grief and hindsight? Or do you think there's more to the story that hasn't fully surfaced yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives like this, make sure you stay tapped in, because this conversation isn't ending anytime soon.